So this is intended as a video to try and explain a little bit about what Discordianism actually means. So Discordianism started, or the Discordian Society was founded in 1957 by Greg Hill and Kerry Thornley. And they worked together with a number of other people to produce this. This is the Steve Jackson Games version. This is a copy of the Principia Discordia, meaning the principles of chaos, or the principles of discord, rather. It's built off a number of different concepts, and the reason that it's very difficult to find one particular concept is because it wasn't just the work of one person or the direction of one idea. This wonderful book here, this is a piece by Adam Go-Rightly, and one of the parts in here, much of the Principia Discordia was written by Greg Hill, then passed back and forth and rewritten and added onto by fellow Discordian conspirators in years to follow. Over the years, the anonymous authorship of the Principia Discordia has been rumoured to be the work of everyone from Timothy Leary to Alan Watts to Richard Nixon. So hopefully that gives a bit of an idea as to why it's very difficult to explain what Discordianism is about, because it's not just about one thing at any point. It's a number of different people's ideas sort of riffing off this theme of disorder and disharmony and chaos. Chaos is one of the central ideas of Principia Discordia, and it's used in the ancient Greek sense, okay, of chaos as the unfiltered world. And of course we can't experience the world without filters. We filter everything. We see what our eyes allow us to see, we hear what our ears allow us to hear, we think what our past experience allows us to think. And so we understand the world by putting patterns into the world. Okay, there's a story called Starbucks Pebbles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pebbles. What do they make? Do they make a pentagram or do they make a star? It depends how you look at it. It depends on the perception. And one of the perceptions, one of the dichotomies that is central to Discordianism, or what you might call a frame that is central to Discordianism, is that of order versus disorder. This is the sacred cow here. Cow, C-H-A-O, being a unit of chaos. On one side we have order, symbolized by the pentagram. On the other side we have disorder, symbolized by an apple with Callisti written on it. The reason for the apple is that the story of the Trojan War is that Eris, being a spiteful jerk as she was not invited to the wedding, threw an apple into the crowd, said Callisti to the prettiest one, and the goddesses bickering over that ended up leading ultimately to the Trojan War. There's a bit more to it than that, but we won't go into it. The Principia, as you can see, is very much a pastiche of different ideas. Discordia is more, it talks about that difference between order and disorder, but ultimately preferences disorder to order, which is why it's called Discordianism. Discordia is the Roman name for Eris, who is the goddess of chaos, confusion, and disorder. One of the reasons that it talks about preferring disorder is something called the Curse of Greyface, which is a symbolic story about a character called Greyface who told everybody to give up all this disorder. This disorder is bad. We have to be ordered and have rules and regulations and be very, very serious about everything. And Discordia is sort of a response against that kind of attitude. There's a lot to it. The most important thing in Discordianism might not, is whatever you decide the most important thing in Discordianism is. The Discordian Society doesn't exist as a genuine society, or at least not in sort of a hierarchical sense. The highest position you can have within Discordia is that of Pope, and every man, woman and child on earth is a Pope. So it's a joke, but it's a serious point, which is to say that you have absolute and total authority until you try to impose that authority over another person. That's probably enough for a 101. See how you go with that.